Mic testing. If you can be able to hear me, write in the comment section that you can hear me so that we can be able to start. In this particular live, of course, we've been doing different live for pure math. We've been doing for physics. This one particularly, I'm going to take you through the non-calculator for additional math, which is supposed to be done. That is basically tomorrow. So for those who are taking additional math, you can be able to just come into class so that we can be able to discuss what are the concepts that you need to prepare. How are you supposed to prepare some of the questions in order to work out the non-calculator paper. So if you can be able to hear me on the other end, you can be able to write in the chat section that you can hear me loud and clear so that we can be able to get started. So right now what I'm doing here is just scanning some of the concepts that I'll be displaying there for you so that you can be able to see them. So I would like you to write in the comment section that you can be able to hear me loud and clear. So additional math is a topic, is a subject that is done in Cambridge. So for those who are doing an Excel, keep off from this video, from this live. We are going to look at what are the main concepts for additional math non-calculator. What are the main topics that can be asked and the different ways question can be asked. So let me just give you an overview of what this paper looks like. The paper is usually 80 marks and you are not going to be using a calculator in this exam. Under completing the square method, this is also another concept you really need to know how to work out, and then you can be able to use that. After you have completed the square, you can be able to determine the stationary point, coordinates of the stationary points, and then draw the graph for the modulus function. We also have question to do with quadratics. Quadratics, you'll be maybe given an equation like this and you are supposed to find the exact solutions of these particular equations, static lines. So we are going to see that also, how you are going to work out. Make sure you prepare how to work out equation to do with perpendicular equation, parallel lines, and working out a perpendicular bisector. Yeah. Then we also need to ensure that we know how to work out with binomial expansion. You can see I have a question here where you are supposed to find the first three terms, and then you are supposed to use this expression that you have done in the previous section to find the independent expansion of this particular function that we have here. Don't forget to go through the concepts of concepts to do with finding the area of sectors, the arc length, and the perimeter, that is circular measure. So that is also another area that we are really expecting themes, how to solve log equations, and also vector equation where you are supposed to find the constants is another area that you have to ensure that you know and you master how to work out in the before you sit for that particular exam tomorrow. So far that is it, what I had in store for you in this particular video. We have said about logarithms, we've talked about vectors, and also don't forget to look at geometric and arithmetic progressions on how to find area under the curve. Question like this ones also are quite key. So this on the same, we can also have application of differentiation, maximum volume, minimum volume, maximum surface area, minimum surface area, and also question to do with how do you determine is it a maximum. You are going to do the second order derivative of the part that you have, so that you can be able to say if the second order derivative is greater than 0, that's a minimum point. If it's less than 0, that is a maximum point. That's when you are supposed to state the nature of the stationary point. That question is here, 5 marks. So make sure you have an idea on how to work it out. Don't forget to go through areas such as finding equation of normals and equation of tangents that meet a curve at a given point. You need to know how to differentiate these kind of functions, and also you need to know how to perform this kind of integrations. So you can be able to check the link in the description so that you can be able to go through that. So basically that is the last printed page, so which means that I've taken you through all the possible ways the questions can be asked for additional Cambridge math. That is paper 1, which is a non-calculator paper. Now let me just give you quite an introduction of how you're supposed to work out some of these questions that I've brought on board at this given point. And if you are new to Profland YouTube channel, consider subscribing so that anytime I'm going to upload any other tutorial, you'll be notified. So you can also check the link in the description so that you can be able to go to our Patreon page so that you can be able to download these papers that I'm having here, and also you can be able to get the PDF of the paper that you can be able to see. Going into the paper so that we can be able to see how you are supposed to answer some of the questions that I've presented here. Looking at the first question here, we are told the diagram shows the graph of a cos b x plus c. Find the value of the constant a, b, and c. So the first thing that you need to do is to draw a midline. Yeah, so you see from the minimum point to the maximum point, the minimum point is -6 and the maximum point is 2. So the middle point, the midline here, is going to be across -2. So which will mean that the amplitude is going to be from -2 all the way to 2, which is going to be 4. So the amplitude, and if you can look at this here, this represents the amplitude. So which means our A is the amplitude in that case. So which means our A is going to be 4. So if you do that, you are going to earn 1. From C, the midline is supposed to be, it has been shifted 2 steps down. So we are going to say C is -2 in that case. So this is telling you how the function is displaced in the vertical axis. And then for us to find the value of b, which is going to enable us get the period, we are going to say this is going to be a half. A half is going to be 480. So which means that if we look from this particular point 0 all the way to 480, we are having a half a wavelength, a half a cycle, because whatever we are having here is a quarter, and the other part that we are having here is also a quarter. So meaning from 0 to 180 to 480, how many cycles have joining in for the first time in Profland. Is high time for you to subscribe so that anytime